Hello everybody, this is Blue and I am long overdue to make this video. A year ago I made a video talking about MGTOW and paganism, telling men that they should be starting to go their own way. Some have listened, and to me, and some of them due to what's going around in the world. A lot of men are going their way. MGTOW stands for men going their own way. I need to continue this conversation. But before I do, I need to give a quick disclaimer. While I'm going to be talking about a lot of young ladies, I want to say that there are some good women out there. There are some women that have applied themselves in the pagan world. There are good women that have went and studied and got all 3 degrees in the traditional Wicca sense and have been become high priestesses due to the hard work that they applied. And for ladies like that, I am proud of you. I am glad that you're there. But unfortunately, paganism has been overrun by feminism, and it's hitting the wall. Hitting the wall is a term that is used in the dating scene when a lady is no longer appealing, that she does not have the, I guess the right term is sexual value to offset her limitations, her faults. And since feminism is a part of paganism, and paganism has also been hitting the wall, paganism is no longer desirable by a lot of men, including myself. Yes, I am still a pagan, but I do not wish to be a part of many of these pagan communities because they have become so left-winged and blind that it's an embarrassment. It honestly is. You see, back in the 70s, people like Starhawk, I gotta go back a little bit further. Wicca, which is one of the most popular forms of paganism, right? Well, it had the concept of a lord and lady, and they were both considered equal. That is one of the key foundations in Wicca, which is, like I said, a large part of paganism. A few years ago, I got into some trouble about this topic, and I was very critical of it. People have the right to follow whatever belief system they want. I'm not saying that you cannot follow whatever belief system you follow. If it makes you happy and healthy and you're not harming anybody, good for you. I have tried to be moderately respectful to all these different beliefs for the longest time, and that's really the biggest change here, because while I apologized many years ago for being critical of eclectic pagans, I need to stop being so forgiving to all the feminist and modern day political pagans out there, because modern day politics has infested paganism and has made it unappealing. Paganism has hit the wall. So, let me start all this. Paganism has dominated by women. There's one survey that I saw a few years ago that says in paganism, over 70% of the believers of it are women. And a lot of these young women became pagan as a way to revolt against men. And so they've spread a lot of hatred towards men, and it's just downright irritating. And so women started to look down on men. And, I've went through a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things that just irk me. Many years ago, I was in a chat room a pagan chat room. I was the only man in there, and I was told to check my privilege. And I says, I'm just here to listen and learn and all that. And because I did not bow down to them, the room moderator told everybody, ban him, ban the man, don't listen to him, block him. Now, this particular chat room could hold 20, and so there was 18 to 19 women and one guy, and they decided that one male voice was just too much, and they had to block me. And that's how feminists work. As you see here, there are women that decided that they were going to use their sexuality to cheat men, to exploit men. There is a thing called a foodie, in which women will tell a man that they will go out with them to dinner just to get a free meal. They have no intentions whatsoever to date this man. It will be a one and done, and all they want is the free meal. There were reports of women that had not gone grocery shopping for months because they set up a foodie in the bigger cities every night. And, men got sick of it. And this is one of the signs of, men going their own way. And then, we had a lot of the talk about rape in society. And rape is wrong, okay? But women were going around and saying, believe all women. They do not care what type of evidence the woman has or does not have, or that the accused has or doesn't have. You're supposed to believe all women no matter what. There have been so many cases of false allegations against a lot of decent men, and the women are not held accountable. There were men that were accused and found guilty by the social judges, the social courts, and they were so stained and injured by these false allegations, they could not find a job. So these women were demanding that all women can just do whatever they want to, as you're supposed to believe them. Who cares what it does to men? One of the things that they like to say is patriarchy and toxic masculinity and misogyny. Those are their three main buzzwords. This image right here was a case where this woman was telling Jordan Peterson, what was his cure for toxic masculinity. And when he asked her to define it, she shut down. There was another podcast, I forget what the name of it was, in which this woman was telling the host, about misogyny, which is defined as the hatred of women. And the host says, define it. She could not define the buzzwords that she wanted to use. She was spewing out how that man's a misogynist, this man's a misogynist, and all that. But she could not define the word she was using. And, this is how blinded and ignorant this feminism has made them. And so men were treated like crap. They did anything and everything. It was misogynistic. They were part of the patriarchy. And, how long are you going to stay in society, in groups, if you just being there, you're going to be ridiculed and, have toxic masculinity shoved at you? So, this has got to stop. And men did get sick of it. There are thousands of videos on YouTube where women are saying that they don't need men. And there are some good channels out there that try to show them that they're wrong in this way to think. But this hatred that women had towards men and this self-empowerment that feminism provided, there are a lot of women out there that just think that they don't need men. And that's a load of crap, because men built the infrastructure. Men maintain the infrastructure. You like electricity, right? Well, during storms like blizzards, men go out and they put up new power lines. They maintain your phone network. Those towers with those red lights on that flash, your cell phone towers, men have to climb up those all the way if that bulb burns out. Okay, they don't last forever. And so that's dangerous work. There were many surveys like Jordan Peterson gave that 95% of the bricklayers are men. And men are not complaining about equality, but women will demand that there is equality in the top 10% of all work. They want the manager's jobs and all that. And so they're going to say that it's discrimination when they can't get the jobs that they want, but they say nothing about the hard jobs. This was funny and all that. There are videos out on YouTube that the host was asking both men and women, which would they prefer? A high status job with no pay, or cleaning sewers for $100,000 a year? And all these young women were going, well, they want the high status job without pay, no rewards, no way that you can take care of yourself. And the men were saying, well, we're cleaning sewers because that's $100,000. That's a lot of money. They can provide. And this is the mindset of a lot of younger women, and these young women are pagans too. They want the status. They don't want the work that's involved. If you have been in the pagan community for a while, you know that there are a lot of women out there that claim that they are a high priestess of whatever fucking coven and belief system, and they really haven't done any of the work. They are all of a sudden, a pagan. They read 2 books, and all of a sudden they're a freaking high priestess. And, and then because they gave themselves their own title, they are positioning themselves above men and ridiculing men. I've seen men defend paganism as a feminist belief system, a goddess religion. It's not. Like I was talking about Wicca, it's supposed to have balance, both male and female energies. Different, but balanced. Different, but when working together, it is beautiful. But women are crapping all over men in so many ways, and so the work world is deteriorating. We all know this. And that also means that since it's a way of life for them, feminists love to put their feminist views into everything. they can turn anything and everything into something sexist. There was one lady on YouTube that said the air conditioning was sexist. What a load of crap. We all know who this is. It's Anita Sarkeesian. Anita Sarkeesian is a feminist. She ran Feminist Frequency. And she did this Kickstarter where she got a lot of money. She was saying that she was going to do these series of videos showing how bad men are. She was going to show misogyny, the patriarchy. And if she didn't say those two words 20 times in her videos, she was failing the world. The interesting thing is, Anita Sarkeesian is your typical feminist. She said she was going to do all these videos. She never did. She got in over hundreds of thousands of dollars from everybody. But the videos that she said she was going to make, she never made them all. So she scammed people out of thousands of dollars. She gave all the bravado, but when it came to the work, she sold the people short. Typical feminist. Alright, so we're going to go into now how this is affecting paganism. Women like to use their sexuality and all that to exploit men to get whatever they need. And Scarlet Ravenswood is an example of a pagan thought. Thought. T-H-O-T. That hoe over there. There's a hoe over there. No, that's not sounding very nice, but you can see how she's got the spaghetti strap outfit, you know, and she's trying to show off her cleavage. And there's another take, the lower down picture. This is important because you can see some of her low-cut outfits and those over there. But she stopped making videos over a year ago because she has aged. She's not as pretty anymore, and people were getting sick of her. That she was not as appealing. She hit the wall. So this is one of her videos, and this image is not in her video. This is something that she made to sell. Okay, because nobody sits on the floor and casts a circle in a black, you want to call it nightie, negligee, whatever. This isn't about an education. She is looking for views. She is wanting the endorphin rush. She is trying to manipulate men into looking at her video. And this is just terrible. And there are so many women in modern paganism that are doing things like this. There she goes in another, you know, spaghetti strap outfit, and there's her cleavage because she needs to sell something. This is a classic. This is her thumbnail. She's laying on the bed in a little black nightie outfit thing, and there's her cleavage. She's a thought. That hoe over there. But there are more. Several months ago, I got into some trouble because somebody did a stupid ass video, and I commented about it. Well, here's this person. Jasmine, whatever. Well, look at the cleavage that she's showing there because sex sells. She's the thought. And we have so many of these women in paganism, and men are not felt welcome in paganism because people like this, these feminists, want to dominate paganism, and they want everything to go their way. And if any man speaks badly of them. Oh my gosh, we got to go to war. Let's get all our friends and attack this person. Because that's what her friends did. When I made a video because she did this concept of Black Lent, and I disagreed with it because she was, in my opinion, she was attacking somebody else's belief systems. And we pagans, a lot of pagans are hypocrites. Because we want to attack the other religions and then kind of play the victim in the same way. We're bad as the Christians are. It is funny as fuck that people like Jasmine here can condemn Christianity, and they're saying that it's so nasty because of, it's such a male-dominated belief system, but yet support a female-dominated system and shun crap over men. So she is a hypocrite, and there are so many more women like this in paganism. Many years ago, I made a video because there were ladies that were not following the doctrine of Wicca. As I was saying, the early traditional Wicca was a lord and a lady, and there was balance. Well, I was seeing a lot of ladies that were doing only a goddess or a double goddess and not having a male deity in their belief system. And, so it's all right to, favor women, and screw over men until you're counted on it. Until somebody tries to point your mistakes. And it is a mistake. You can't say you're a traditional Wiccan when you're doing stuff like this, in my opinion. Before I deleted my Facebook account, I used to go look and see how a lot of women were goddess blessed, goddess blessed, goddess, 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 goddess. They had 20 posts on their timeline where they are talking about the glory and wonderfulness of the goddess, but not one single image of a god. It's wrong for somebody to say, God bless you, but in their eyes, and yet, it's all right if they only do the goddess. I have confronted some of these people saying, why is it that you are only promoting the goddess? You say you are a traditional Wiccan, and isn't that a lord and lady, not just a lady? And they would say, why honor God? And I went back 20 posts on your Facebook account where you reference an entity, a deity, and they were all for a goddess. Not once did they do any type of honoring of a male god. And so I says, so no, you're not. And I got blocked, which is funny to me because it just shows that they don't want to be uncomfortable in their beliefs. They don't want to be called out on their hypocrisy. And so they only want to do the goddess. And it's all right, but if anybody wants to do just the god, they're misogynists. They hate women. Hypocrisy. So, the feminism, that's been going around, we're like on third or fourth wave feminism, I believe. The Me Too movement, it has backfired. All these ladies were taking advantage of their power and false allegations were made. And they were demanding that we believe all women no matter what. And men got tired of it. Men aren't taking risks anymore. There has been many surveys done and where men do not want to work with women. And that might sound sexist to some of you, but since there are so many cases of women making false allegations, men don't want to work with women. There are women that are going to take anything and everything and make it an issue. I forget what her name is. Oh, shoot. She did a video where she said if she was a man, she would not hire any women. And she would not hire any women as a woman because women cause drama at work. And men don't want to take the risk of having a feminist come through and say, oh, he looked at me wrong, and thus that's sexual harassment. Women, there are a lot of women out there that have a very loose definition of what sexual harassment is. And so if a man was to say, oh, you look nice today, that's a pretty dress, that's sexual harassment. He didn't touch her, and he did not ask for any sexual favors, but it's sexual harassment. There are also many cases of women harassing men at work and using the reverse. And, you know, we're supposed to believe all women. Oh, that didn't happen. He must have done something, is what a lot of these feminists say. And so men are pulling themselves away from women at work. Why work with something that can cause you a great deal of pain, that could ruin your life? And so this is what's going on in society. Oops, wrong one. Men are leaving. Men are abandoning society. Okay. And women are upset because men aren't there anymore. The gym scene is a great example of this. There are women out there that need the attention and all that, just like the high priestesses do. And they film themselves, and any guy that looks at them for the slightest amount, not even for a second, and they are labeled creeps. And so men have been leaving the gyms. They are buying equipment. They're doing their own stuff at their own house because they don't want to be a part of this. They don't want to be a foodie date. They don't want to be the sugar daddy for some hoe out there. There are women that have body counts that are over 100. And men don't want to be with that. A man wants to marry somebody that has a low body count, because it's been proven that women with high body counts cannot stay in a relationship. They don't connect with that person if they have a high body count. And so we have a lot of ladies out there that are, you know, in their 20s that have over 50 for a body count, and they wonder why men don't want them. You know, men can have standards just like women, and it doesn't seem to be fair to them. Everything that feminists have been fighting for is only sought after when it benefits them. They want retribution, not responsibility. It is freaking amazing how there are so many women that shun accountability. They want men to be the provider, but when it comes to their turn, they don't want to. You know, men must always pay for the first date. Well, if the woman is going after the man, then she should pay it. There is so many times, you know, like I've been talking about in the work area and all that, when it comes to doing the work, men will do it. One of my favorite pagan channels is Pagan Coffee Talk. They were talking about a male mystery about the male work ethic, and how it's kind of mysterious why men work. And, you know, it's like we have been told we are the providers, and so that's what we do. We understand that there's hard work involved. We're going to get dirty. We could get injured and all that, but we do it. And when we're done, we feel good about ourselves. Women, a lot of young women, seem to want to run away when it comes to accountability. Hey, this went wrong. Well, it's his fault. No, you're the person in charge. It's your fault. There are women that have done some of the dumbest business decisions. There have been all women TV channels, all women magazines. They did an all woman bar. That then they've done it more than one all women bar, and they closed because if it's all women, no men. And what are women after? Men to pay for their bills. And, you know, there are so many women out there that are upset because they have to work. Right there. They want a husband to pay for the bills. It's amazing how they don't want a partnership. They want to have their money for themselves and expect the man to pay for everything else. So there were videos in which, this one irked me. This woman asked her husband to split the bill or pay for, I believe it was a supper. And he just looked at her. Do we split the mortgage? No. Do we split the utilities? No. Do we split the phone bill? No. So how about you pay this bill for once? Okay. Men are tired of being treated second class. And these feminists have infested paganism. And so there are a lot of men who don't want to be a part of this because they don't want to deal with a whole bunch of young women who did not put out the effort, claim to be a high priestess, and then whenever they don't get everything their way, they want to complain about the patriarchy. When technically pagan is a matriarchy because they don't allow men to have positions of power, which reminds me of the vagina church. There are churches in the United States in which women are only allowed in. Women are the only ones that have a position of power. And advancement depends on your sexuality, because only lesbians were allowed to elevate through these vagina churches. Now, doesn't that sound horrible? And you got Z Budapest out there, who is a man hater. Yes, I know. Z Budapest. Ugh. Z Budapest many years ago attended a pagan event in which she put a sign up saying that only biological women can attend her ceremony because she is a part of the Susan B. Anthony coven, and her feminist views blind her. So, there's some of you are going to say that I am a transphobe, and you're wrong, because I have been against Z Budapest for what she did. I mean, paganism was supposed to be an open, welcome everybody in belief system. And we have all these women with their rules where they want to treat men like crap. Modern politics has been getting into paganism, and that's also causing a problem, because there are so many people that want to take this one aspect of their life and put it into everything. That Jasmine, apparently, I I did not know this when I made my first video about her, but she apparently is a transgendered person. And if that's what you want to do in your life, that's fine. You can live your life as you see fit, as long as you are not disrupting other people. One of the problems that I have in sports is that there are all these transgender women that are dominating female sports, and people are finally showing anger towards it. What's her name? Leah Thomas, the swimmer. She was ranked like 19th in men's swimming, as a man. But then all of a sudden, it's a woman, and he's getting all these awards and winning all these races. I think it's terrible that people can just go, "Oh, I'm a woman," and then they can dominate and disrupt female sports. In Canada, there was a male weightlifting coach that went to an event, and because of their rules at this event, he was just able to go and declare that he was a woman. And with his beard and all that, he performed in all the events, and he won first place. He set new records because being a man, more muscle mass, and it disrupted. And so we have this disruptive force in paganism because of all these transgenders that are trying to force their politics into a belief system. And I have seen what I warned people about. There are a few people in paganism that are playing sexual games with the gods. All of a sudden, Zeus is not a guy. And they are saying that no, because of this, he is a transgender. And so, as I see it, I think that is perverting paganism. It is disrespectful to beliefs. And if you want to believe that for yourself, you can. Again, this is the United States, freedom of religion. Okay? I disagree with it. I think it's wrong. And if you are going to try to promote it and push it onto others, you and I are going to have a problem. Men are not comfortable with this. We liked the structure that we had, and it's just being utterly destroyed. So what needs to be done is for men to stand up. A lot of men have decided, like myself, unfortunately, that it is better, easier to go our own way. I am a solitary practitioner. I used to ask everybody to form a pagan community, of various viewpoints and beliefs, just so that we could have a community, because we're so small and all, and Christianity was so big and so dominant. We needed to have communities to withstand all the rhetoric that Christianity was throwing at us. I don't want to be a part of that anymore. But unfortunately, we need to have kind of like a male revolution in paganism. Us men have got to take control of it. And I know that's going to sound bad, especially to all you feminists out there. But we need to take control and get rid of the infestations. We need to cancel out this concept of modern politics, gender identity crap. Traditional Wicca, Lord and Lady, male, female. Us guys have got to reestablish that balance, that harmony that was the intent in original traditional Wicca. Did you notice balance and harmony? Because it's Lord and Lady, not Lord over the Lady. We need to work with those good women that we have in paganism, the ones that have that spent many, many years to get their degrees and are parts of covens, and they have excellent leadership skills. We need to get together and get rid of this modern political Wicca crap. And yes, that's going to make it sound like I'm gatekeeping it. I'm really not. Gatekeeping is about keeping people out. No, we're trying just to keep it the way it was. Religions just have to adapt, but in some ways, it's better that they die, what they once were, than to be perverted into what they're becoming now. So, paganism has hit the wall. It's no longer appealing, and unless we do something about it, it's going to die a horrible death, and it shouldn't happen that way. So I want to thank everybody for watching the video, if you watched it this long. I know I probably pissed the living crap out of a lot of people out there, a lot of female pagans, of course, and of course there's simps. All the guys that go, no, paganism is a goddess religion, when it's not. We have a lot to work to do. And really, it's going to be one hell of a battle. So please put your comments below. I know for some of you, go ahead and give me the thumbs down and all that. It doesn't matter to me, because I don't care about the pagan communities anymore. I am more concerned about the individuals out there that try to follow the more traditional, more structured belief systems. So everybody out there, take care, be at peace.